make it more difficult for families to connect. Hearing loss is also linked to lower earnings, depression, dementia, and higher risk of falls. If you or a loved one is experiencing hearing loss, now is the time to take action. Talk to your hearing healthcare provider or your physician and schedule a hearing test. For more information about hearing loss, please go to www.hearingloss.org. This has been a public service message from the Hearing Loss Association of America, High Health Innovations, and this station.
All right, I've gone through all the tracks. Just move through the beats. Do your thing.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, a.k.a. DJ Hook.
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So getting into college, I've got what it takes. So do you.
Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
You want sports? How about the Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics? Hear them all right here on ESPN New Hampshire. Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Patriots lost to the Dolphins in their season opener yesterday, 33-20 your final score. Patriots did leave 20-10 at the half. But in the second half, Tom Brady found himself under siege all day long from the Dolphins' defense.
Dealt with a lot of injuries and I'm pretty mentally tough, and we got to learn from it and get back to work. No one's going to really feel sorry for us. We got to, the guys in the room have to dig deep and see if we can go out and get a win next week.
Knowshon Moreno rushed for 134 yards and a big fourth-quarter touchdown to put the game out of reach. Patriots will look to even the score this Sunday when they take on the Vikings, and they will be doing so from last place in the AFC East. First time that's happened ever since Tom Brady became the starter. In other NFL news, a video released this morning shows Ray Rice punching his fiancée in the face, knocking her unconscious. The video posted by TMZ Sports. The NFL is claiming that up until this morning, they had not seen that part of the video. The Red Sox fell to the Jays yesterday at Fenway, 3-1 your final score. R.A. Dickey out-dueled Ruby De La Rosa. Sox are back at it tonight when they welcome in the Baltimore Orioles. Chris Kelly getting the start opposite Miguel Gonzalez. They'll get underway at 7:10, 6:25 pregame show right here on ESPN New Hampshire. I'm Christian Arcan. The Sports Center is brought to you by CSA Graphics. For all your ESPN New Hampshire apparel, visit ESPNNHradio.com.
Local sports talk for the New Hampshire sports fan. This is ESPN New Hampshire. Christian and King.
Oh, 883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. Congratulations to Dwayne in Nashua. Well, he's Dwayne in the car. He said he was driving through Nashua at the time. But on Saturday, he's going to be driving to Durham to check out the UNH Lehigh home opener for the Wildcats as they look to bounce back from their loss at Toledo. Big shouts to Coach Mack for jumping on with us in that last segment. Great stuff from him. Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't go somewhere to see a game. See, that was the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to ask to see if he did. Now, maybe he did go to the Lehigh game and tape the others. I don't know. But
could be.
Yeah.
I think he was just on his couch.
I think he was too.
Crushing some,
eating whatever.
Crushing some scallops wrapped in bacon or something like that,
Don't do that to me.
Putting them away. He gets like a toothpick and puts like 3 on at once and goes.
Don't do that to me. I got a peach in there, and that's all I have until 11 o'clock tonight.
That's all you have is a peach?
That's it.
Until 11 o'clock tonight?
Yep.
What are you doing all night?
I got to work.
You can't eat at work?
I don't bring food to work.
Can't eat more than a peach?
I don't like bringing food to work.
Wow. Yes, you do like bringing food to
work. No,
work.
I don't.
You bring food to work here every day of the week. This isn't work?
Here, but I don't go to the newsroom.
You're scared to bring food into the newsroom?
Yeah.
Why? Because there's a bunch of people like you who go staring at it and drooling all over it and asking a bunch of weird questions about it.
They all eat in front of me. It's willpower. It's willpower.
That you don't have here.
Right, exactly.
Interesting.
Here I don't have that kind of willpower.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know why.
Anyway, 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900, text in 50352. A texter earlier said that Jay Glazer reported 5 weeks ago on the Dan Patrick Show that the NFL had not seen the video. That's true, and I remember that. I remember Glazer saying, yeah, it's a private video. We don't, they don't know what it says, and that's fine. But that flies in the face of several other reports from guys like Schefter, guys like Mortensen, guys like Peter King. I mean, all the rest of them said that, yes, indeed, the NFL actually did see it. And listen to Adam Schefter today, Tom.
Oh, yeah, he was really,
I know. He was pissed. Listen to it. This is
because he
Schefter
thinks
today.
the NFL's lying.
Well, he thinks the NFL not only lied, but hung him out to dry as a reporter
Gave him bad
by giving him
information.
the bad information.
Right.
Here, listen to Schefter. This is as fired up as he's ever been.
In our office has seen it until today. NFL insider Adam Schefter and Numbers Never Lie host Jamel Hill joining us on SportsCenter. So when we all saw this video for the first time today, the NFL says they're in the same boat. They saw it for the first time as well. And Adam, we know that the NFL has that 2-game suspension. We know that Commissioner Roger Goodell said he didn't do enough, and then he changed that ruling moving forward. How, if at all, could that suspension change in light of this new video?
Didn't change the rule.
It's a difficult situation because there is what you call double jeopardy, and a player cannot be tried for the same crime or incident twice. He cannot be tried in the legal system, and he cannot be tried under the terms of the CBA. This is an unprecedented case, though. This is something that I don't know that anybody has ever seen. Now, the NFL came out a short time ago and said nobody from its office has seen the video. Now, there have been other people who have said in the press that the NFL, some people in the building, had seen the video. I know Peter King of Monday Morning Quarterback wrote in July that some people in the NFL office had seen the video. So it's unclear exactly who those people are, but the NFL said today nobody had seen the video, which, again, is another issue for another day. But this is a case where if the NFL hadn't seen the video, and it's now seen what everybody has, well, guess what? Under the current terms of the discipline that the league imposed, Ray Rice is now eligible to be reinstated this Friday. I'm sure that would go over real well, seeing this video today and seeing that man back in a locker room getting ready for a football game at the end of this week.
Adam Schefter.
Whoa.
Dropping bombs.
Whoa.
On the NFL. You could tell he is mad. He's mad for a couple reasons. One, because it's easy to be mad about this. I mean, listen, this brings out a lot of emotion from a lot of people in all walks of life, on all sorts of different levels, okay? So he could be mad because of that. I think he's mad because basically the NFL sold them all out. The NFL basically said, we've seen the tape, or we haven't seen, but it sounds like they said, we saw the tape, we're making our judgment here based on that. We know what's best. This wasn't really domestic abuse or domestic violence because we have a very low tolerance and zero tolerance policy for that. So we're going based on what we saw, and we know best.
Yeah, you thought they had seen something, and you thought that maybe the authorities had seen something because of the penalty involved.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know.
You almost wanted to believe.
Yeah, exactly, right. Because
there's no way that they
it's
could
the only
let
thing that
this
made
happen.
sense.
Right.
And like I said, this is all about common sense. Really is.
And that's the other thing.
Because there's no reason. See, this is what hits me. There's no reason for the NFL not to want to impose a punishment here.
Right.
They have nothing to gain by being lenient here.
None.
They have nothing to gain at all, which tells me that what they felt they had to do was make a ruling, and they had to do it quickly, and they did it, and they did it hastily without gathering all the information that they needed to gather.
Yeah.
Because that information may not have been made available to them right away. That's what this tells me. Because, again, what other reason would they have? They have nothing. They have nothing with the Ravens. They don't care about the Ravens. They don't care who wins, you know?
Right.
They want the Giants to win, of course, as we all do. But I mean, they don't care about anybody else. They don't care about the other teams. You know, the NFL doesn't care that the Ravens don't have one of their best players. People have already bought their tickets.
Sure.
They have nothing.
Ravens have already. I mean, the fans already gave them a standing ovation.
They have nothing to gain
for overcoming this.
They have
horrible
nothing
adversity.
to gain from being lenient. So, except I think that they felt rushed into making a decision because they had to do something. Although I don't know why, because I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, was it on your mind? When are they going to do something? When are they going to do something? It wasn't on my mind. I don't know. Maybe it was on everybody's mind that they had to act. I figured they would act sooner or later. But
once the second half of the video came out,
Well,
which was immediately.
yeah.
Once that was
that
out.
was in February. That was in March. February or March.
Once that happened, the egg had already been cracked.
Yeah.
You can't put the egg back in the shell once it's been cracked already. And it had been cracked. They should have known the first half of it was going to be released at some point. If TMZ can get it, the NFL should be able to get it. You know, I'm sorry. NFL can't get their hands on this thing, but freaking Z can?
Well,
come on.
Here's the thing.
I'm sorry. That's weak.
Here's the thing. Does the NFL have to – TMZ got it because they paid somebody for it.
So
does the NFL do that? I don't know.
Oh, not the NFL. Oh,
No.
they never
But
pay.
all their
pay
security
for something
people-
like
all their
give me a
security
break.
people-
They got all that money. They can't pay for a video.
All their security people and everything else, I don't know. Maybe the fact that the hotel was closing had something to do with the videos not being available.
No.
In other words, they destroy everything. The hotel's closing. They just get rid of
Obviously they
everything.
didn't.
So somebody didn't. So, jeez, I don't know.
And that's not how that works either. They can't say, "Well, we're closing, so we're just going to destroy all of our video surveillance for the
Well, you don't
past
know what
in
they-
a casino." I mean, come on,
You
it's a
don't know what-
casino.
you don't know- yeah,
they
but-
have cameras everywhere. They
Yeah,
can't
I
just
know,
shut
but-
that down because it's closing.
Oh yeah, they do. They don't shut it down. They just get rid of all the tapes because there's no reason to keep them anymore because the place isn't open.
I suppose.
So that's.
But they just closed what last week?
And that's why I think this
2
video-
weeks ago?
That's how I think TMZ got this video.
Maybe.
That's how I think that they got it. This hotel just didn't close.
I don't give a damn how they got this.
Well, that's what you wonder why
NFL,
they got it.
If
why
TMZ
NFL
got it, the
didn't get
NFL should have been able to get
Well,
it.
somebody offered it to them. Somebody offered it to TMZ. Maybe they didn't offer it to the NFL.
And according to an employee from the police and
They-
the NFL both saw that video.
They say they all both saw it. Now that's the thing.
What the
is-
hell would they lie for? Why
Well,
would an
that's just
employee
it.
of the hotel lie
all,
about that?
Why is all this happening? Why is all of this happening?
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, why?
You think there's some sort of conspiracy at play here?
No, there's no reason for a conspiracy. There's no reason for the NFL not to have imposed a harsher punishment.
The NFL effed up is what happened.
Well, except for the fact that they didn't see the video.
Yeah. Well, but
That's
I
the
think
only
I'm pretty sure they did.
But that's the only explanation you can come up with because it's common sense.
Even if they didn't see the video, they still screwed it up. It doesn't matter. There's no way to spin this that the NFL didn't make a huge mistake that someone should lose their job for.
Yeah, well,
there's no way to spin it.
Somebody's going to have to lose their job. I mean, somebody has to. It's not going to be Goodell.
Should be.
I know, but it won't be.
You think it should be too?
He's the final answer.
Yeah.
He's the buck stops with him. If he wants to anoint himself judge and jury, which he did, which I thought was a great move back years ago. Now I think he's got, like I said last week, he's got to deflect. He's got to hire somebody. He's got to hire a dean of discipline.
Yeah.
He's got to.
Another thing that Adam Schefter pointed out in that last little thing he said.
The double jeopardy?
Well, the double jeopardy, yes, but the Ravens played one game. Their next game is this Thursday.
And then Rice comes back after that
means
game.
since it's 2 games, those
Rice
are
is
the 2 games.
eligible to
One's
come back.
done. He'll be back on Friday.
Friday, right.
This Friday.
Right.
According to the way this justice was meted out by Roger Goodell.
Right, unless the
Ray
team,
Rice will be back on the team on Friday unless the team does something.
Unless the team does something. Now it's not really.
But now what can the team do? If Rice said to him, "Listen, we were in the elevator. I punched her in the face. She went down, and I dragged her out."
If Rice
and they said, "Okay, Ray, well,
if all of that is true, and Rice told the team everything that happened, and the team has said, yeah, we've seen the video. It's alarming to see, but we already knew that this all happened because Ray told us, and he didn't lie to us. He said everything that was on here.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they're going to look like they're bowing to public pressure.
Yeah.
By suspending him.
Well, then the players' union probably will have a case there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Say, wait a minute. You didn't. We told you what happened. He told you what happened, and you said that was okay.
Right.
And now you see the video, and all of a sudden, oh no, now we got to cut him. What are you doing, Ravens?
He'll have
Jim Harbaugh. Ray Rice is a heck of a guy,
know,
and he
yeah,
made a
they're
mistake. Shut the. I mean,
they're
it's just
stuck now.
all of them. They
They're
all look
stuck.
like such idiots.
I know, but you know what? They're stuck with it now. They're
I
gonna
know.
have to play him. I don't see any other way. What do? You can't. You can't.
They can cut him. They can cut him for any reason they want.
They can, but they won't do. I don't think they'll do that.
Why?
I just don't.
They should.
I don't think they will.
Why?
I just don't. I don't know.
What reason would they have not to cut him now? Other than the $6 million against the cap. That's a small price to pay to get this story at least out of your locker room for the time being. They can't have him back there on Friday. If they don't cut him now, then he's going to be back there on Friday.
Well, here's the thing: is if they don't cut him now, he's going to come back at some point, right? Every time he comes, whenever he comes back, it's going to be a circus. It was going to be a circus anyway, regardless of whether his video came out. Now it's 10 times more, but it was still going to be a circus.
Wouldn't have if the video didn't come out, Because then there'd still be that plausible deniability of, hey, maybe she pulled a knife, maybe she did this, maybe she did that.
No, it would still be a circus.
It wouldn't be as bad.
It wouldn't be. No, that's what I just said.
Now that we actually saw what happened.
It's going to be 10 times worse,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it would still be a circus. All right?
All right, I agree.
Because you're going to get every national outlet there the day he comes back. You were going to get that anyway.
Which is why they should cut him.
So I don't think they will.
Why?
I just don't think.
But give me a reason why. I can't think of any reason not to.
I just don't think they will do it because
Tom King thinks not. Why?
Because
give me one reason.
Because of the same reasons they won't suspend him. See, that's what I'm saying.
That's the end. I'm not talking about the team.
No, but I'm talking about the team.
The team can't suspend him again.
Right, but
they had a chance to suspend him. They can cut him for any little reason they want to.
But we just said here
they can cut him because he parked in the wrong parking space. If they want to.
We just said the team won't suspend him again. Won't suspend him.
They can't suspend him again.
Yeah, they could. They could if they wanted to.
I don't think they can.
Well,
because that's an actual suspension. That's discipline.
But
you can't discipline a guy twice for the same thing. You can cut him for any reason you want.
Right.
And you can make that up.
But see, we said they won't suspend him because he was honest and forthright in their mind in giving the account of what happened.
It won't look good.
Told them what happened,
and
the video backed up what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And that they've already announced that this is what he said, and he was he painted he was accurate in his description. So they've already known about it.
Mm.
You see what I mean? They've already known about it.
I know.
What did your wife say to you in final words of encouragement before you took the field?
So if they cut him now, it's the same thing.
It's
It is the same thing.
Because cutting someone's not discipline.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
In the public eye, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the same.
In the eyes of the public, everyone's going to say, "Wow!" But legally, they can't.
Then
this way, the Players Association can't file a grievance if they cut them.
Oh,
they can if they suspend.
Oh,
them.
I think they will.
No, they can't.
I think they will.
If they filed a grievance every time somebody got cut, Tom, then they'd be constantly tied up in litigation.
But I think they'll do it.
I'm not sure they can. They can also say, "Listen, our running game's fine without him. We don't need him. He's making too much money. He's cut." Poof.
I think they'll try. I think they would do it.
Well, they'd have a much weaker case than if they tried to suspend him twice for the same thing. That you can cut a guy for any reason you see fit.
Right.
But that's not discipline.
Right.
That's
but we all
cut. Goodbye.
But the same reasons apply in terms of why they were doing it.
You're talking about the court of public opinion.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the Ravens looking like,
in the court of public opinion.
Right. We already gave him. We already gave him our blessing that he could come back.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing. It just doesn't.
It'll look bad.
It will.
It's better than him coming back on Friday.
Either
that looks
way,
worse.
Bad. I don't know.
Them cutting him now and admitting their mistake is better than them letting him come back on Friday and
be interesting.
Put on a jersey.
It'll be interesting because think about this. Think about the distraction factor because
no kidding.
Before he comes back Friday, they got to play a game.
I know.
They
should cut him before Thursday. Really, they should cut him today. Get out ahead of it. At least for the rest of the conversation, he's no longer a Baltimore Raven. At least that way, every time this comes up, they can say free agent Ray Rice instead of Baltimore Raven running back Ray Rice. There's no reason to keep him around. None. And you think that looks bad, it's going to look a lot worse if he puts on a jersey on Friday, that's for sure. 603-883-9900, your phone number, and he wouldn't put on the jersey on Friday, but you know what I mean. 883-9900. Text the show 50352. Christian and King, we got a big announcement coming up at 2:05. Very excited about it. Looking forward to letting you know. Make sure you're tuned in at 2:05. We'll get back to the Patriots next. We've been ignoring them for a little bit here, and we'll get back to just the absolute train wreck that they were yesterday as well in Miami. Don't go anywhere. Christian and King, we're back after this.
Celebrate the sub that started the toasted sub revolution. Right now, get into Quiznos for a small classic Italian for just $2.99. After over 30 years, Quiznos is still toasting up flavor. And to celebrate, we're offering a special price on the sub that started it all. Our famous classic Italian. Just $2.99 for a small sub featuring capicola, salami, ham, pepperoni, every day, all day in July and August.
Quiznos, 290 Main Street in Nashua. Toasty.
Lease examples are 24 or 36 months with 10,000 miles a year with 3,000 cash or trade equity down. Administration tax, title, and destination charges are not included. Must qualify for all incentives. All rebates to dealers. See dealer for details. Bonneville & Son says even though the summer is waning, the deals are still red hot during the Great American Drive event at Bonneville & Son Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. With 0 for 60-month financing back on select vehicles, enjoy the feel of crisp fall days with a loaded 4x4 2015 Chrysler 200 for just $139 a month. There's nothing nothing better for a family foliage trip in a loaded 2014 Chrysler Town & Country minivan for just $149 a month. It's sporty, sexy, and fun, plus offers great gas mileage. Meet the 2014 Dodge Dart for just $99 a month. Don't miss out on the savings that have made Bonneville & Son Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram New Hampshire's #1 selling Chrysler dealer. Take exit 9S off I-93 Manchester.
4 generations, one passion, believe in Bonneville.
Online at BonnevilleandSon.com.
CSA Graphics offers the best screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items in the area. Everything is done in-house, which allows CSA to make just one or thousands of items. Whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or uniforms, CSA will increase your brand awareness and get the word out about your company. CSA Graphics considers customer service their top priority. Gary and his staff work directly with you to create your printed version in the most efficient and affordable manner possible.
Call CSA Graphics at 978-577-6427 or visit CSAGFX.com.
Kimball's Cavern is a family-run restaurant perfect for the entire family. Kimball's Cavern is a staple in the community and is the official home of the Pembroke Spartans. Each and every Friday during the high school football season, Kimball's will honor a player of the night with a free pizza and pitcher of soda. So be sure to check out their Facebook page for daily food and beverage specials.
Kimball's Cavern, located at 351 Pembroke Street, Pembroke, New Hampshire. Your home away from home.
Guess who's coming to ESPN New Hampshire?
We call it Big Show Unfiltered.
Only the biggest radio broadcaster in New England, and we do mean big. Yep, Glenn Ordway is back and unfiltered and on ESPN New Hampshire.
Has ESPN confirmed that yet?
Have the exclusive radio home in the Granite State to hear him live, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Glenn Ordway and his band of characters are taking over Afternoon Drive.
You're listening to Big Show Unfiltered.
Some people love their coffee iced. Others love their coffee hot. But everybody loves coffee for under $1. So head to Wendy's, where any size iced or hot Redhead Roasters coffee is only 99 cents. Wendy's beans are roasted with high-intensity heat for better flavor. And with Wendy's pickup window, you can get any size Redhead Roasters coffee for just 99 cents on the go. And everybody loves that. At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Wendy's, now that's better.
Text the word JOIN to 50352 and join the ESPN New Hampshire Text Club.
Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Patriots lost to the Dolphins in their season opener in Miami yesterday. 33-20 your final score. Pats led 20-10 at halftime, but head coach Bill Belichick was not impressed by any of it.
I would say disappointing start for us today. We just didn't really do anything well enough that we needed to do in the game all the way across the board. So got to get back to work. We got to improve in every phase of the game. Playing, coaching, offense, defense, special teams. You name it. This wasn't what we needed to do today. And therefore we had the results that we did.
Tom Brady finished the day 29 of 56 passing for 249 yards and a touchdown during the game. Brady passed Warren Moon for 6th on the all-time passing list. Pats will look to even the score this Sunday when they head to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. In other NFL news, a video released this morning on TMZ Sports shows Ray Rice punching his fiancée in the face, knocking her unconscious. The NFL is claiming that they have not seen the tape before today. The Red Sox fell to the Jays yesterday at Fenway, 3-1 your final score. R.A. Dickey outdueled Ruby De La Rosa. Sox are back at it tonight when they welcome in the Baltimore Orioles. Chris Kelly getting the start opposite Miguel Gonzalez. They'll get underway at 7:10. And in NBA news, Atlanta Hawks owner Bruce Levinson has put his controlling interest in the team up for sale after a racially insensitive email penned by Levinson was brought to light over the weekend. I'm Christian Arcand. The Sports Center is brought to you by Infinity of Nashua, the official luxury car of the Boston Red Sox.
Christian and King on ESPN New Hampshire, 603-883-9900. (603-883-9900) is your phone number. 883-9900. Text the show at 50352. It's Christian and King here, ESPN New Hampshire, and streaming live on ESPNNHradio.com and the ESPN Radio app. We have a major announcement to make at 2:05. Looking very forward to doing so, and hope you'll be tuned in for the announcement at 2:05. Big programming announcement. A new program here at ESPN
new diet
New
program
Hampshire.
for me.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Tom King is going to be getting on the Jenny Craig diet and getting Dial-A-Meal. Just kidding. It's going to be even bigger than that. That's big news, though.
It is pretty.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
The first step is admitting that you're a big fat slob.
I already
and that
told
you need
you
help.
that.
I know, but the first step is admitting it.
I know.
You know, the first step is looking in the mirror and saying, God, what a big blob of fat I am. It's about time I do something about myself. And you should get really hard on yourself, too. You should be like, you're disgusting. You make me sick. To yourself in the mirror. This is what you should be saying.
I haven't done that yet.
Well, that's the next step you get to eventually.
All right. Is it really?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, big announcement at 2:05. 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900.
Obviously, you've done this.
Done what?
You've done that. You've gone through that before.
Looking at myself in the mirror and saying, yes.
Right.
Usually I'm intoxicated at
That's
the
what I
time.
was
but
gonna
that's-
say.
Nothing,
It's
neither here nor there.
Right.
Look at you.
Look at you.
You think you can just do this every weekend?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
You make me sick, self.
And then all of a sudden, blah.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Well, it's usually after that.
Right, exactly.
Cleaning the puke out of my
Oh,
socks.
please stop.
What? You brought it up.
I know.
Anyways. 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. We'll close out this hour talking about the Patriots because, again, it just was an absolute disaster last week. Now, Texans are saying, guys, it's just 1 week. It's just one game. Pump the brakes, all that. You're right. Absolutely. It's just one game. And it's a game against a team that has a very good front seven, a very good defensive line, and we all said that going into this. That was my big concern, was that this offensive line was going to have trouble with the D-line like the Dolphins because they're very good at rushing the passer up the middle and on the ends. I just didn't think it would be so easy for them to do that with, by the way, Tom, all three of their starting linebackers injured.
Out. All of them out.
All three.
All of them.
It was.
But here's the other
what
thing.
else would you possibly expect?
Here's the other thing.
Yeah?
Dolphins were the team that had a brand new offensive line. All 5 guys new.
Sure.
Okay? They're all brand new.
Yeah.
And they dominated that line of scrimmage.
They did.
That was amazing to me. That was the most amazing. The Patriots' offensive line problems and everything else, I thought that might happen with the Dolphins' pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I just thought the quarterbacks, the Patriots would win the quarterback battle. Okay?
Yeah.
But the fact that the Dolphins were able to rush the football run the football for as many yards as they did, for 191 yards, with that offensive line, to me was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Tom, what do you say to the people crowing right now who were against the Logan Mankins trade? People are saying, see what happens. You see what happens. Smarty pants.
I go back and I say you still have the same thing after Lawyer Malloy.
True.
So you just offensive line is a whole different deal. It's all rhythm. It's all continuity and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And also, people act like the Patriots have never righted the ship before.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're going to tell me that the guard, they used a lot of guys. So I don't know. Klein wasn't even active for this.
Klein
game.
didn't play. Yeah,
that
DeVay guy was in
right.
there. Yeah, I don't even
know
who
if
he was.
you're going to tell me that the Logan Mankins position is where most of the mistakes were, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you can tell me that.
Mm.
And I don't think that was really the case anyway.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to – I think that I'm just curious to know the coaching effect. Not having Scarnecchia, to me, is a bigger deal than not having Mankins. Because Scarnecchia seemed like a master at it.
Yeah.
So that to me, maybe that's the difference. I don't know. I'm not an expert in offensive line play, except to know that if the defense is in your backfield all the time, your offensive line isn't doing very well.
Right.
That's pretty, I watched a high school game the other night. I watched Malik Langell run for his life half the time against Salem.
Yeah.
His offensive line and whatever other protection. Sometimes it's not the offensive line. Sometimes the back misses the block,
Yeah.
The offensive protection isn't there. So to me, that's something I think they can handle. They can get right because they're young enough and deep. They have seemingly deep enough. It's not like their in their offensive
depth
line
is great unless none of them can play.
It's not like their offensive line is in tatters.
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to play. They'll just take them a while to get used to each other and get into some kind of a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Belichick said yesterday. The plan was to play everybody.
Right.
In every position, get them all out there because they needed. I'm sure because of the heat, and B, just to get people out there so that you can see what he's got. but and have them in the situations because they needed the depth in this game. So it's, but he said there are things that came up during the course of this game that got that where we got beat. That won't be the case next week against Minnesota because there are other, it's apples and oranges.
Mm-hmm.
But he said where it is the same is the fundamentals. And I guarantee you those two words were in his head. He didn't say them, but those two words, blocking and tackling, were in his head.
Yeah.
Those
are the two biggest issues.
That's it.
Blocking on third down and tackling
on
any down.
Yeah.
The tackling, again, especially on Moreno, who is a good running back, but he is not an elite running back. I'm sorry. If he was, the Broncos would have kept him. This is a guy who has had, a lot of talent, but also has been pretty mediocre almost his whole career.
Oh, Broncos would have kept him if they didn't. It was his contract wasn't up.
Right.
That was the thing.
If this was an elite guy, they would have re-signed him.
Yeah.
They had the space to do it, and they could have done it, but instead they didn't, and they let him walk. And the Dolphins signed them, even though they already had Lamar Miller, and I think they expected him to be sort of, splitting time here. But I'll tell you what, it's a good pickup for the Dolphins. Moreno really looked great in that first game.
You got to run the football in the NFL.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well.
No, you really have to.
No, you really don't.
I think you do.
I don't think so.
I think you have to have the balance.
I think it helps if you can,
You
but
don't
I don't
have
think you
to
have
run.
to.
You can go 1/3, 2/3, but you can't go 1/4, 3/4. You can't have your quarterback dropping back 56 times. Can't happen.
No.
You
that's
can't
true.
do that.
You definitely can't do that.
And the reason he had to do that was because they weren't able to run the ball.
Mm-hmm. And we know it's a passing league. But, hey, you know what, Tom, actually? Seahawks, they run the ball. Niners run the ball.
Yeah.
Carolina didn't really run the ball that much.
I don't even know. Who won that Tampa Bay Carolina game yesterday?
Carolina did.
They did.
Even
without
no
Cam Newton.
Yes,
I knew that.
Derek Anderson started.
I didn't think they were going to play Cam Newton. Ribs are, you re-injure those, he's out for a while.
Right.
So they can't bring him back until he's fully healed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, the Broncos don't run the ball that much. Patriots don't run it that much. Colts don't run it that much. Ravens, they're not going to be running it.
Tell you what, the games the Patriots won in the postseason last year and down the stretch, they ran the ball pretty well.
That's true. The one game they won, yeah.
Well, and the game before that, he
Colts
had a monster game too against
the
Bills. And I just think you need to be able to run the football.
It definitely is starting
to
seem that way.
You really need to be able to run the ball.
When Geno Smith can throw for 3,000 yards in a season, then everybody can throw for 3,000 yards in a season, and maybe you need another way to score points and win games. I think that's certainly.
Jets ran the ball well yesterday.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did.
Geno was so-so.
Yeah, no question.
But that's how often do you see the Patriots looking up at everybody in the AFC East after one game? Is obviously
still,
but
it's the first
Buffalo
time they've had
won.
sole possession of last place in the AFC East since Brady became the starter.
Buffalo beat
at any time.
Buffalo beat the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears.
Yeah,
they came from behind. The Jets held on against Oakland. They didn't look good doing it, but they did it. And then, then we get the Miami.
Yeah. All right. Our big announcement's coming up here at 2:05. If you've been listening to any of the commercials during the show, you may already know the big announcement because it has not exactly been a very well-kept secret around here.
I haven't listened to any of the commercials.
You haven't, but some of our listeners have. Some people are texting me about it right now. That's it. It's coming up. We're going to make the announcement official. We are going to say it on the air. You may even hear a commercial about it while we're waiting to come on and talk about it.
Right.
But that is not the point. The point is this has been a long time coming, and we're very excited to make our announcement at 2:05.
All I'm going to say right now is, oh, say, can you see?
Okay. Good one. How about Oh Canada?
Oh Canada.
How about Obla-di, Obla-da, life goes on?
All my native land.
We'll be right back after this.